Hello and welcome to an Elwood College Orientation Day that you will never forget. My name is Duke Wilson and I'm one of the school captains at Elwood College this year. Before anything else, I want to tell you how empathetic I am towards your situation. Because not too long ago, I was standing in the same shoes that you're in today. However, due to the coronavirus, this has changed the circumstance that we find ourselves in today. Personally, the aspect of school and life in general that I've missed the most is the social interaction, particularly with students, teachers, and people in general. Despite there being an inability to meet new people at Orientation Day this year, it creates an opportunity to really expand your horizons going into 2021 through opening doors to friendship groups and new experiences that may have once not been discovered. This can occur through participating in school activities such as debating, house sports, the school newsletter, theatre and musical productions, just to name a few. There is an avenue for anyone, catering to a variety of interests, whether that be the arts, academics, or sports. One attribute that I admire at Elwood as a school is the have-a-go mentality, which has encouraged both myself and others around me to participate in extracurricular activities that may seem frightening at first, but are achievable through the support of teachers and fellow students. I hope you all stay safe and remain in good spirits. I'm sure only greatness awaits for you in the year of 2021.
Hi, I'm Nilu. I'm one of the school captains for this year. I'm really sad I can't meet you all in person and welcome you to Elwood. This has been a crazy year and I hope everyone is doing well in quarantine. Year 7 has to be one of my favourite years of school. I went to Bentley West Primary and no one from my primary school ended up going to Elwood. Starting school with no friends was definitely scary, but I had made a lot of friends during transition and camp. Year 7 camp was lots of fun. It was also a great way to make new friends and meet teachers. In Year 7, I also participated in the school play, which was one of my favourite memories at school. During the school play, you get to know lots of students from other years and have lots of fun. I also remember speaking at transition night in Year 7. It was a great year to get involved in school events. Another one of my favourite parts of Year 7 was the inter-school sports days. My friends and I would always sign up for them each term and verse the other schools in the area. I strongly encourage you all to get involved as much as you can in Year 7. It is a great time to try new activities that you might not usually be into. It is also a great year to make new friends and memories. Feel free to go up to any of the other students and teachers at school if you need help with anything. Thank you.
Hello future Year 7s, I'm Bethany and I come from Rippinley Primary School. So Year 7 can be pretty daunting, but just know that everyone is in the exact same boat as you. You're in Year 6, you're at the top of the school, everybody looked up to you, and then you're in 7 and you're right back down to the bottom. And yes, everyone is much taller, much smarter, much hairier, and a whole lot scarier than you are. Especially if you have a Year 8 with a locker below you and they glare at you every time for being too slow. I'm still even too terrified to go to the canteen at lunch or recess. There's not even really a line, there's just a big blob of people trying to order at the same time. But the general environment at Elwood is very warm and welcoming, and in the first couple of weeks they try and make the transition as smooth as possible. So in the first 2 weeks the teachers also teach you everything that you need to know about high school. They even teach you how to write an email. Another thing they teach you to do is, well, cats. They talk about cats. Now, when you think about a cat, you think of a fluffy little ball of cuteness. But this cat is very different. This cat is much worse. CAT stands for Common Assessment Task. And you'll do about 2 to 3 of these per semester. So teachers give you around 2 weeks to complete it, and your grade does go on your report. So you can mark your grade using a rubric. If you don't know what a rubric is, I have one right here, and this is one that I'm using for a CAT that I have due next week. So what I like to do is I like to print it out so you can tick off the boxes as you go. So the only subject that you don't do a CAT in is maths. So So here at Elwood, we use a website called Math Pathways. So I might be a little biased while saying this because I love maths, but I think that Math Pathways gives you a really good opportunity to work on your own level of maths, and you don't have to worry about anyone else and what they're doing. So instead of CATS, you have a test fortnightly, and I bet some of you laughed inside when I said fortnight. But what is on your test is based off of how many modules you do, but the teachers will go over that with you next year. One subject that there is at Elwood, which some of you might not have heard of, is humanities. So for semester 1 in humanities, you look at history, to be more specific, Australian history, ancient Egypt and ancient China. And in semester 2, you look at geography and economics. The last subject I will talk about today is language subjects you can do. So here at Elwood, you can do 2 language subjects, and you can either choose French or Japanese. But I think that one of the main differences between high school languages and doing languages at primary school is that you learn so much more. Like, you learn a bunch of new vocabulary, you can talk in full sentences. Well, I hope you have a good transition day.
Hi guys, I'm Adele Biegler and I came from Elstonwick Primary School, and now I go to Elwood College, as you can see. I'm going to talk to you about homeroom, English and science, all very important parts of high school and your day. So homeroom is basically the checkup of the day, where the roll will be marked and you can check your emails, and the teacher will read the bulletin to the class, which the bulletin is basically like the daily outline, what's going to happen in that day, any reminders that the class needs to know about. In English and all subjects, we have these things called CAT, which is a common assessment task, which is basically what you're assessed on throughout the semester or the year. And it could be anything from like writing a narrative, or analysing a book or a film, just an essay. In science, we do a lot of really cool experiments and stuff like that, and we'll look at stuff like ecosystems and the water cycle, lots of really cool stuff. When I was in year 6, I was really worried about the homework that was going to come to me in high school, but really the only reason you would ever get homework is if you didn't finish your work in class, and sometimes occasionally if there's something that the teacher wants you to do. So there's really nothing to worry about on that front. Yeah, anyway, I hope you guys have a good year, even though we're in quarantine. As you can see, I'm in my bedroom doing online school from home. Hopefully we won't still be doing that when you guys get to be in high school. You want to get that real good experience. Yeah, that's me. Thanks guys for watching.
Hi Year 7s for 2021. I'm Sam, and for the Get Involved theme this year, I decided to join the SRC. The SRC is a great thing to get involved with because you can make decisions on behalf of the kids at Elwood College, support communities, and make really, really fun days happen. Like, we're supporting the LGBTQI+ community with the Wear It Purple Day, which is happening tomorrow. And we had Pirate Day, which was held in term 2. Not only that, you can bring your own ideas to the SRC table. Like, I'm hoping to bring a Deafness Day in term 4, which supports kids with hearing loss. Overall, the SRC is a great thing to get involved with, and I hope to see some of you there next year.
Hi, I'm Harper, and today I'm going to be telling you about 2 different clubs I've been a part of at Elwood College this year. So I am in year 7, so it's been a strange year. But the first club I would like to tell you about is debating. So debating is when you are given a topic and you need to work as a team with a group of around 2 other people to perform an argument that is very persuasive. and will be stronger and better than the other teams. So usually Year 7s would be researchers and would help to research arguments and form the speeches for the teams that compete inter-school, which would be from Year 8 and up. But due to COVID, we have been not allowed to compete in the inter-school debating at all. So instead, Elwood has come up with a plan to hold online debates with Elwood College kids. So we're debating our friends, which is really fun, and Year 7s get to be involved in the speaking debate, the speaking part of the debate, which has been really fun and will help us to get to know debating for next year when we can go into school to debate, which will be very fun. And it's also helped me to meet older kids who are very friendly and they help you to not be as scared as them. They're intimidating at first. So the second club I've been a part of is the QSA, which you get to meet different kids at Elwood College with diverse identities, which is really cool to get to meet a community of kids within your school. We also plan events like Wear Purple Day, which is coming up this Friday, I think. So that's also been really cool. Anyway, that's enough from me now. Goodbye.
Hello, future Year 7s. I'm Alex and I'm a Year 7 student at Elwood College. I came from Elswick Primary and had my whole primary school there. I am going to talk to you about my transition from primary to secondary school and especially the sports involved in that. So I guess I found the transition a lot easier than I expected. A lot of people said it was going to be really difficult. I was going to have lots of cat stew and homework and lots of these sort of things. But in reality, it was a lot easier than I expected. And something that made it a lot easier was being able to really get involved through sports. So, getting involved at Elwood College in sports isn't that hard. Even on a minor scale, you can just participate in PE lessons that we have once or twice a week. But then there's stuff on a much larger scale, like we have year level sport, which is pretty much like inter-school sport in Year 5 and 6, except we do it. So that's where you train. So we train once a week for the whole term, and then we play around robin sometime towards the end of the term, which is similar to what you do in Year 5 and 6. I haven't been able to play around robin yet because of COVID, but I think it sounds like a lot of fun. And then I guess something else for me was definitely the swimming carnival we had. So it's a really fun event. Even if you're not a good swimmer, it's really good to get in the pool. We have races where it's just get in the pool and do whatever you want. There are dry land stuff, and it's just a really fun day. I was lucky because I like to swim and stuff, so I got to swim in all of the races, but it was just a super fun day with everyone involved, and the whole community gets behind it and around it, and it's really, really good to see the whole school get together.
Hello, future Year 7s of Elwood College. My name's Finlay Van Leeshout and my passion is art. You have art for either semester 1 or 2. I'm having in semester 2 and it's been very interesting in lockdown, but so far I'm learning the elements of art and I'll show you now what those are. The 7 elements of art are line, shape, texture, form, space, colour and value. Line is just lines, you guessed it. This is used in a lot of artworks, obviously, and shapes are squares, triangles and circles, etc. Now texture is very interesting because I'm using a charcoal pencil right now and it gives it a very interesting texture which you'd use if you'd want a rough sort of texture for an object you were drawing. Form can be, for example, if I had this circle right here, I could give it form by adding some shading, and it kind of makes it look a bit 3D. A better example of this would be if I did, let's say, a cube, and I just, now it's got form because I made it a bit 3D. Now space is the distance between objects in your artwork. Colour is, you guessed it, it could be, for example, grey. I don't think I really need to explain that. And value is, if I had this grey lead pencil here, I could make a value of grey if I slowly lighten it out. Like this. And as you can see, it gets very light, and that's the value of grey. And those are the elements of art. Here are some examples of what you'll be doing in Year 7 art. Here I did a line exercise, which was very fun to do. Next up I had to draw a portrait, which was very interesting to do because I actually had to draw it upside down. So it was more like I had to draw it like this. Then I had to do a Van Gogh piece, which was line, the focus of line, and it was very enjoyable to do. Then I had to do an abstract drawing of basketball, and you'll probably look at this and think, how is this basketball? And you know what, I'd agree with you. But that's abstract art in a nutshell. I had to do a drawing of shapes, and what I drew is my bedroom, and I had to draw it in squares, circles, rectangles. I couldn't really use any curved lines. I also got to do a free choice session where I could draw whatever artist piece I wanted. Last but not least, I had to do a colour piece, which was very fun to do, and I hope you guys enjoy art when you come to Elwood College.